All right, Dave Schultz, Locked On Sunbelt, your team every day. We're going to try and do this live. Let me see if I can get it on. I don't know if I can get it on. We don't want to leave the studio. Let me see if it's on YouTube as well. It's been a minute since I've done this, and let's see if we can find it on YouTube. We're going to talk Southern Miss with the victory over Texas State. They hang on. You know, the Sunbelt broadcasts go away, so we'll figure we'll pop in here until South Alabama and Georgia Southern tip off, and then I'll probably do an episode 4 tomorrow morning. We got baseball, we got basketball, we got La Tech. I mean, there is not a lack of things to discuss on the show. Let me see if I get I don't know where to turn the monetization on. Let me see the content on YouTube Live. Let me see here. Publicity. Oh, it is on. Okay. There it is. Let me see if I can get a shareable link out to Twitter and Facebook while people gather in here. All right. All right. Post going live. Locked on Sunbelt is live following Southern Miss's win over Texas State. All right, that's one. And let's see if that works out. I'm going to try not to get any feedback on here either. Let's try to do that on there. And let me try to do it on Facebook. Let's just see if anyone pops in here. Let's see here. All right, let's do it there. Well, there you go. All right, we'll just do that. All right. Boom. Okay. I don't know if there's comments. Let me see if the comments. Turn the comments on. Show comments on stage if anybody's here. All right. I don't know if anyone's going to show up or not, but we're doing this. And we'll see if anyone pops in or not. Wasn't a whole lot of advance notice, but we did put it out there before the ball game. All right. All right. So Southern Miss hangs on to win 81-77 against Texas State in what was a relatively good basketball game, right? Southern Miss had control in the second half, up double digits, but Texas State just would not go away. Talik Weeks, another huge ball game. 32 points, and as Matt Stewart was talking about it and Victor Howell was talking about it, I mean, Talik Weeks, 14 of 14 from the free throw line, and that's absolutely the difference in the ball game. Southern Miss, 28 out of 37 from the free throw line. They missed a couple. That kept Texas State in it. Texas State was good from the free throw line, but only 17 out of 20. Big difference there, the 11 points. Difference. But Talik Weeks, 9 of 18 from the floor, just had a fantastic ball game. And then got some help. Benet, 10 points. Brumfield, 10 points. Tavares, 10 points. He was in foul trouble. So he did get a little bit of help as 4 guys were in double figures. DJ Hall, freshman of the year, right? 25 points on 10 of 18 shooting, 11 rebounds. He was outstanding. 5 of 6 from the free throw line. Mark Drone started off very slow, had a big second half, 19 points, 6 to 17, 7 out of 8 from the free throw line. So Southern Miss, and maybe I need to go back and look because I didn't see this one coming. I know they had a good ball game against South Alabama. We watched that. That would have been last Friday. That would have been a week ago. And they played really well in that ball game. They dominated. Okay, they didn't just beat South Alabama. They dominated. That was not like this ball game where Southern Miss was in control, but Texas State just would not go away. Southern Miss absolutely dominated that ball game, but I'm not sure we saw that coming other than just that ball game from Southern Miss. They've been really inconsistent this year, but let's go check it out at the end. So they lost Arkansas State in a tough ball game. Actually, they've now won 4 out of their last 5. They did beat Troy which was a nice win. They beat Old Dominion 86-81, and they gave Arkansas State everything they could handle in that 89-84 loss. They were actually ahead, and Arkansas State went on an 11-1 run to win that ball game at the end. They had lost to South Alabama 84-78 in a close game, beat Kent by 1, lost to Marshall by 4. So again, they're right there in all those ball games. They just had lost a bunch of those games, and they won some as well. All right. I mean, they finished, right? I mean, let's see where they were. I mean, they were 17-15, right? 17-15. And they went 9-9 in the Sun Belt. So kind of win one, lose one, win one, lose one. They did have a 4-game. I mean, this is crazy. They had a 4-game winning streak in the middle of the season, and then they went promptly followed by a 5-game losing streak. And maybe that's where we lost. That Southern Miss was, because I kept on saying throughout the year that Southern Miss is better than their record would indicate, and yet it didn't happen, right? We didn't see anything that would prompt what they're doing now, and they got a chance to go to the semifinals. They're in the quarterfinals, right? They're going to take on, I think, it's a Coastal. Let me get the brackets up. So I'm going to, of course, always make this about myself, but it's just maybe a little confidence, right? They didn't beat South Alabama in Hattiesburg. They beat them in Mobile. And Southern Miss couldn't have been in a top, win the conference, but South Alabama could have. And South Alabama was coming off a massive win against ULM. Oh, no, Southern Miss is getting App State, all right? It's the other way around. That's why I got the brackets up. Okay, so Southern Miss is going to play App State, all right? And so maybe it's just a little confidence. All right, so we're going to go off subject a little bit, talk about the New England Patriots. Because the New England Patriots early on in the season had lost to the Raiders. They were coming off a loss to Pittsburgh. You know who they beat next? They went into Buffalo and beat the Bills. Then they go on a huge winning streak. They got a favorable schedule. They eked out some wins, and all of a sudden they find themselves in the Super Bowl. And so maybe that's what happens to Southern Miss, right? They go into South Alabama, beat them, take down James Madison, now beats Texas State. Now you got to beat App State. And App State and Southern Miss are a lot alike. Play pretty good defense, not the most explosive offense that we've ever seen. And so that's where we are with this, all right? Again, we're going to be on here. We're going to try to do it for 40 minutes. I don't know how long it is in between ball games, but I know the Sun Belt isn't doing anything. So I figured I'd come over here and hop on. We'll see. Let me see if I put it on Twitter. Is it on Twitter? Let me see if the video is there. You can click on the video. And the same thing on Facebook. You can do that as well. All right. So you can do that as well. All right. Don't see any comments right now, but that's okay. And so Southern Miss is on a nice run. All right. Really good job by Jay Ladner, which has been an up and down season. As we mentioned, 17-15, 4-game winning streak, 5-game losing streak, win a close one, lose a close one. So it's been that kind of year. But all of a sudden, it's kind of, you find one guy who's hot, and that's what it takes to win in a conference tournament. And Talik Weeks is that guy right now. Nope, I did not. I did. Brought the Diet Green tea. It would be bourbon, but I'm getting up and working tomorrow. Okay. I know it's not all that late, but we're going to record an episode after this, so we won't be to bed for a little bit. So Southern Miss gets App State. Coming up is Georgia Southern and South Alabama, which again is pitting the defense versus the offense. Georgia Southern averages about 80 points a game. I think South Alabama gives up about 65 points a game. The one time that they had, they played, it was 87-71. Wasn't a really close ball game. South Alabama led by 12 at half. I think Georgia Southern shot like 34%. But in this case, Georgia Southern is going to shoot 43s. If they make them, they're going to win. If they don't, they're going to lose. Sounding a little basic. And now in this case, what will Georgia Southern's defense do against South Alabama's offense? Because, again, Monroe is Monroe, but nonetheless, South Alabama was outstanding against Monroe, wasn't very good against Southern Miss. And now we'll see what Richie Riley can come up with, because last year, they were one and done. There was that 4-way tie for first place, but they got all the way to the semifinals and they lost. And so they have not played in a week. Georgia Southern did play yesterday, so they have they have 2 games. They upset Arkansas State, so they've won twice. Georgia Southern beat ODU, so now this is where maybe they get a little advantage, because Georgia Southern is going to be playing their 3rd game in 3 days. So a few things to watch out. Let's watch out for the first 5 or 10 minutes, see if Georgia Southern is hot from three-point land. And then you want to see that last 5 minutes, where does Southern Miss or does South Alabama pull away? Does Georgia Southern get a little tired? I think Georgia Southern plays a bunch of guys. Let me see. Do I have their box score? No. I guess I can go. Let's see here. Let's do the South Alabama. Well, I was going to do Georgia Southern. Let's see. All right, Georgia Southern, because I think they play a bunch of guys. Let's see here. Arkansas State, box score. They do. They play a bunch of guys. This game was close, and they had 7 guys play double digits. 2 starters played 9 minutes and 6 minutes. So they played 10 guys. We'll see. They get some contributions off of the bench. All right. Svet Soderoy, 11 points in 11 minutes. That's pretty good. So that'll be a big deal, because on the other side of things, South Alabama has players, but they don't necessarily contribute as much as Georgia Southern does, okay? Unless it's Stephen Williams. He's really about it. Chase Harris is a starter. Adam Olson is a starter. Jaden Cooper is a starter. Randy Brady is a starter. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then usually Louis June is the starter. All right. JJ Wheat comes off the bench. He averages 3.7 points a game. John Broome comes off the bench. He averaged less than 2 points a game. And Stephen Williams comes off the bench. He averages 6 points a game. He's the big guy in the middle, but he can have a big ball game. All right. So they get most of their scoring from Chase Harris, Adam Olson, and Jaden Cooper. Like Randy Brady wouldn't shoot the ball early on in the season. He averages more rebounds than points. All right. And so it'll be interesting to see how that goes. We're showing comments on stage. I guess we haven't had any yet. All right. Regular. All right. No comments yet. I don't think anyone hit me up on the Twitter feed, anything like that. Nope, not yet. Okay. But people are tuning in. A few people tuning in. All right. I don't know if we're going to do it tomorrow, but we'll do it on Sunday probably, and probably post game on Monday. We'll see what time is that game on Monday. Usually it's like, is it 8 o'clock Central Time? Let me see here. Although technically I'm not working on Tuesday, so I guess that doesn't matter. Let me see. Sunday is, again, 6 and 8:30. And I don't see a time for Monday. Maybe is it on the preview thing? Oh, it is 6 p.m. Central Time. So it's 7 o'clock Eastern Time. That's not bad. Okay. And I'm not working on Tuesday. Again, Marshall is coming to me. We're going to go watch, weather permitting, Marshall play baseball against Louisville. So we got Southern Miss with a win, 81-77. They hang on. Good ball game. Again, Texas State wouldn't go away. They were trying to pull away and could not with Southern Miss. I'm pretty sure they had a 10-point lead here. Let's see. 58-52. Maybe not. Maybe that's about it. Texas State actually took the lead 60-59. Wow. Like I said, would not go away. So I guess that was not the biggest lead. I guess the biggest lead was 8 points, and they couldn't get it any more than that. And then Texas State came back and actually, they went on a 10-1 run to take the lead. They took a 62-61 lead, tied it up at 64, and then that was as close as they got. They did not tie it up again. They did have some shots at the end. Was it me, or was it just a lot of guys traveling and nothing was being called? Like multiple steps. I don't know. I mean, they don't call traveling at any level, but it is what it is. All right. All right. So Southern Miss keeps rolling. Quickly, let's want to go over the stats of the ball game. And again, we got a lot of stuff going on tonight, baseball wise. My nephew, the Samo, his Division II UND Greyhounds with a win. It's over Missouri S&T, which I thought was savings and trust, but it's science and technology. And they did win. Was it a 10 spot they won by? We've already gone. Let me see. I got a picture. I took a picture of it to send to my nephew. Let's see here. 75-67. So the UND Greyhounds advance to their conference's semifinals. All right. And then we got baseball as well, which we'll get to here in a minute. So let's go over those team stats for Southern Miss and Texas State. Southern Miss shot 53%, Texas State 49. 3-point, I guess you could call it a difference because it was a 4-point ball game and Southern Miss made one more. Again, the free throws, both of them shot very well, but the difference is Southern Miss went to the line, made 28 to Texas State's 17 out of 20. Turnovers were relatively even. Points off turnovers were even. Texas State out-rebounded Southern Miss by 6, 32-26. Defensive rebounds were exactly even at 20 each. Points in the paint, Texas State 52-40 over Southern Miss. Fast break points, which I didn't think they had any in the first half. Each had 8 in the second half. Southern Miss had 3 blocks. Let's see if we can find who they were, because I'm pretty sure, was it all David Benet? Did he have all? Oh, no, where is it? Daji Benet? Did he have all 3 blocks? No, he had 1 block. Brumfield had a block, and Tavares had a block. All right. Benet had a huge block on a layup. But I think they got Texas State got the ball back and actually made a shot. Or maybe it got fouled on that. All right. So we are waiting for South Alabama and Georgia Southern to tip off, and we'll leave you at that. Baseball-wise, though, we do have some games. Obviously, a full slate going on here. Let me get the scoreboard up for South Alabama so I'll know when they tip off or have an idea when they do tip off. Okay. We still have, I think the clock says 27 minutes, so we still have a little bit. All right. Okay. Baseball-wise, we had 3 big series. You had Coastal Carolina hosting East Carolina. You had South Alabama hosting La Tech, and the Cajuns are at Dallas Baptist. Okay. It has gone in the wrong direction here for Coastal Carolina. All right. Coastal Carolina was up 4-0 in this ball game into the sixth. Luke Jones had pitched a whale of a ball game. Friday night starter, 1 run on 4 hits in 6 2/3 innings. Okay. So he pitched into the seventh, and Darren Horn had issues getting out of the 8th inning. All right. Darren Horn gave up 4 runs on 4 hits, and they're still hitting in the 8th. Colby Richardson is in. East Carolina has scored 4 runs in the 8th inning to take a, now 6-4 lead, as there was a 4-pitch bases loaded walk. So Coastal Carolina's pitching is falling apart here in the 8th inning, and it may quickly be a lost season for Coastal Carolina, which is a shame because such big expectations were there, and they just don't have the depth when you lose your top 2 pitchers to overcome that. And it is not looking good. This could get ugly fast. There's 1 out in the top half of the 8th for East Carolina. All right. It is a 6-4 ball game. All right. On the other side of things, South Alabama put up a 6 spot in the first inning, including a Mike Young grand slam against La Tech. La Tech did respond with 3 runs in the 3rd inning. So it's a 6-3 South Alabama lead. La Tech is trying to avoid their 6th loss in a row. They were 8-1. They got swept by Southern Miss, swept by Arkansas State. Not only are they looking at 6 straight losses, they're looking at 6 straight losses to the Sun Belt. Interesting with everything that's going on. So South Alabama leading La Tech 6-3, bottom of 4. And the Cajuns, well, up until a second ago, were leading DBU 3-2. They moved up Andrew Herman, who had that 14 strikeout performance from last Saturday to now Friday. So he's pitching on short rest. He had pitched extremely well in the first 3 innings, not giving up anything, but he walks Dylan Cupp and Dylan Schlegel, homers, to make it a 3-2 ball game. 1 out, nobody on. Cajuns up 3-2. All right. We can go over the rest of the scores here that happened today. Connecticut beat Old Dominion 4-2. Old Dominion, 4 errors in that ball game. Washington State beats Texas State in the first game of a doubleheader 9-7. App State beats Presbyterian 7-5. You do have a delay. Georgia State is leading Charleston Southern 5-3. Marshall appears to have beaten St. Bonaventure 5-4, hung on there. Let's see here. Georgia Southern losing to Tennessee Tech 5-1. It is spinning out of control for Georgia Southern. Goodness gracious. Tennessee Tech is 6-6. Georgia Southern 2-10. UT Arlington on top of ULM 2-1. Second game of the doubleheader, Texas State, Washington State 1-1, bottom of 5. Southern Miss on top of North Alabama 7-3. Let's see who's doing damage there. And I will say Coastal Carolina got out of that apparently with a double play. Got a strikeout and then a ground out. So what could have been very ugly is still just a 2-run ball game. So Coastal Carolina is still very much in that ball game. Let's see who's done some damage here for Southern Miss. Kyle Morrison with a triple and a home run. Let's see. Was that a first inning grand slam? Let's see what we got here. Kyle Morrison, a 3-run home run in the first inning, and then a triple, 2-run triple in the 3rd inning. So he's accounted for 5 of the 7 runs so far, and he actually scored 1 as well. So that's 6 of the 7 runs. Southern Miss leading North Alabama 7-3. Bottom of 6. All right. And so that's where we are as of right now. Okay. Again, Dave Schultz, Lockdown Sunbelt. Thanks so much for joining us. Few people paying attention. Again, the Sunbelt broadcast don't want to host a studio show in between ball games. We've heard a whole lot about the all Sunbelt team if you've been watching. So obviously Matt got to take a break in between ball games. You just can't sit there and broadcast for 7 straight hours. So we appreciate that, but they probably should use that studio to their advantage, and they don't. So I appreciate you guys coming over here. Georgia Southern Miss beats Texas State 81-77. We're waiting for the South Alabama Georgia Southern ball game to tip off, and then I'll post a whole episode for tomorrow. All right, we're not going to stay up and watch that ball game. It's a little bit too late. Let me see. Has the game started yet? Apparently, it has not started yet. It's going to get close to starting here, so we shall see. We did baseball, and then we have Louisiana Tech and Conference USA. All right. So Conference USA has been suing La Tech and the UL system, trying to get more information about the timing of everything. Did not see this. Matt Bellinson put this out. He covers everything La Tech for the Rustin Leader. He said that that La Tech offered somewhere in the $480,000, and Conference USA wanted $5 million. I mean, come on. Worth noting how far, here it goes. He tweeted it out earlier today. Worth noting how far apart La Tech, Conference USA are in this legal battle. Tech's offer in July, pay $480,000 or a membership fee, give up its Conference USA distribution for last year, and buy back its TV rights. Conference USA's offer in August, Tech owes over $5.5 million. So there is more than a $5 million situation. All right. So what did La Tech do? They wanted temporary, preliminary, and permanent relief from this. So they asked a judge to step in to expedite their move to the Sun Belt. Conference USA responded in kind, said no, they shouldn't. And the judge said, let's see what we can find out in 2 weeks. All right. So a hearing is set for March 19th. The thing is, right, I mean, this has to move along a little bit. Steve Brown from App State mentioned that he replied to me because I made a joke online that, did La Tech, here it is, Ross, I quote tweeted Ross Dellinger, quick decision has been rendered. A response to Louisiana Tech's lawsuit asking a Louisiana judge for a hearing while making an intriguing argument. Conference USA says granting an immediate injunction would mean that Tech's games and Conference USA basketball tournament couldn't be broadcast tomorrow. I'm not sure that's the case. A quick decision has been rendered. Louisiana judge has granted Conference USA request for a hearing and for now denied a temporary restraining order sought by Louisiana Tech per filing obtained by Yahoo Sports. It is set for March 19th. All right. I made the joke. Did La Tech search for a judge that went to La Tech just like Ole Miss did in the Trinidad Chambliss case? All right. People took that a little seriously. I didn't do the winky face or whatever like that, but I mean, come on. It seems like an obvious. And on a side note, the NCAA is trying to appeal that decision. They're going to lose that one as well. So we'll see what happens here. Again, the judge, this can't go on for months and months and months. You still need to get the schedule out. Plans have to be made. These things are not put together in a week. All right. It's not the way that it is. So that's where we are with that. All right. On the women's side, we actually have a lot of drama in the women's side of the Sun Belt. All right. Couple of things going on. South Alabama making a run. They had won 9 ball games overall this season. They've now won 7 in a row, including, I believe, 4 in this tournament. They beat Marshall rather handily today. Yesterday, they won without their three leading scorers. I actually have the score here. 73-58 today. South Alabama beat Marshall. And remember, yesterday I told you Tamara Ortiz led the way. Today, she got in a little personal foul trouble, but she scored 3 points on 1 of 3 shooting. She led the team in scoring yesterday when it needed to be. And today, she was a grand total of 1 for 3. Didn't even shoot it all that much. No. But South Alabama making a huge run after, I think almost everybody except the Sun Belt felt that they were too severely punished for Coastal Carolina taking a swing at one of their players. Okay. Now, on the other side of the bracket, hold on. Let me see if it's on the other side of the bracket. You do have ULM, the number 10 seed. South Alabama is the 12 seed. You got ULM as the 10 seed. They beat ODU 68-67. The great video of the turnover at the end of the ball game that ULM forced. And instead of Scotty Fletcher running to his players, he ran to the band and the ULM fans in Pensacola. That is a first. So that shows you how much he appreciates that. Let me see if I can find the bracket. I want to see if we got the bracket here. Okay. You got to download it and open it up. All right. Okay. So ULM is going to get Arkansas State. South Alabama is on the other side of things. They are going to play James Madison. So that will be at noon Central Time, I guess, 1 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow. All right. And then after that, you do get Arkansas State against ULM. So you have a couple of big time, not underdogs, but Cinderella stories. South Alabama is going for their 5th win in 5 games. They've already won 4. ULM is going for their 4th win in 4 games. Unreal. So I'm looking forward to all that. I am working tomorrow, but we'll come back and see what happens. And then you have the president's way of trying to fix college sports, and he's going to do an executive order that he even said is going to get turned over immediately, so he's well aware. It's just there are some reasonable solutions to all of this, but it always seems that it's going in one direction. All right. And the people in charge for so long, 100 years or so, 150 years, whatever it may be, don't like the power and the money being taken away. And so, he says this all the time, and I know what he means. And so Trey Wallace, I think he's from, is he from Outlook? Trey's a Mobile, he is from Outlook. He's a Mobile native. So Nick Saban, people instead of making decisions about creating value in their future, started making decisions about how much money they could make at whichever school they could go to or transfer. Okay. Just while building value, do you remember all those pay cuts that Nick Saban took going from Michigan State to LSU to the Dolphins to Alabama? Did he take one pay cut? I doubt it. It's always about the guys, the players giving it up. But we are in this situation where it is unsustainable. It should be noted that these basically athletics has been a lost leader, if you will. They don't necessarily make a ton of money. All right. Now the people do. Okay. But there's never been a whole thing where it's a very profitable situation. There are very few programs like LSU that actually turn a major profit and give money back to the school. All right. What it is usually all these state schools zero out what they've been given so they can get back. If they have money left over, their budget gets cut. Why would you do that? Surprising to hear that a team like LSU baseball doesn't make a profit. They lost $1 million last year. They won the national championship. Now, in the realm of things, that's a wash, right? And with all the publicity that they get, with all the national TV that they get, that all the postseason money that they get, the SEC network that they get, $1 million is basically a wash compared to the women's basketball team, which I don't understand how they lose that much money. But the LSU women's basketball team loses a ton of money. They get a bunch of people that come, but they lose money. Football and men's basketball at LSU are the only ones that make a profit. And so a lot of these schools, Louisville is telling you that they have trouble turning a profit or just losing money. Iowa State just shut down their gymnastics team. I remember it was either last year or maybe 2 years ago that Iowa State the whole athletic program is about to go under. They don't have any money. Penn State is deep in the red. All right. And what we have right now is not sustainable. I'm not sure the people, even Donald Trump, the president, was like, well, let's go back to what it was. Well, that's not going to happen. All right. And again, I had this conversation at work, right? You can't get the Supreme Court to agree that it's Friday or sunny out. Meanwhile, the Supreme Court decided 9-0 that the players can get paid. All right. But the NCAA didn't do anything after that. They still haven't done anything. They should have taken two tracks. They should have taken the court track if they wanted to, but prepare to lose, because if you win, you don't have to worry about it. But if you lose, what do we do if we lose? They have never gotten to that point. I think I don't know who I saw put it out there. Could have been Chris Viviani from The Athletic, that nobody was representing the G5 or the G6 as it may be now. Nobody was representing the mid-majors. So that's not great. All right. So we'll see what happens. I mean, a lot of that was just for show. When you have a panel like that, and if you have a half a dozen people, that's a lot. He was put on a TV show. I mean, it was a round table. I'm not sure. And it was public. I'm not sure that unless they met afterwards or they met before and then met the media. I don't know. And it's an odd time to do that, as if there's not a whole lot going on. So, although I'll give credit to the president, like when he was asked questions about other stuff, and he's like, "Can we just talk about this for now? We're here talking about this. We'll talk about that later, but we're here talking about this." All right. Like I said, there's a lot going on right now. All right. We're just waiting. In fact, Georgia Southern and South Alabama have tipped off. Do appreciate everybody who tuned in. We'll see. Got a friend coming to town. We'll see what I could do. Maybe post game on Sunday, but we'll definitely do something after Mondays. We'll have a live show after Monday's championship game. We could do that. Maybe we can get Sunbelt Syndicate to join me, and we'll team up. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in again. Southern Miss beats Texas State 81-77. It's now Georgia Southern and South Alabama in the next ball game that is happening right now. All right. Thanks again for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe to Locked On Sunbelt on YouTube, Apple, and Spotify. Thanks again, guys.